biggest horror movie of the year is finally here. I consider myself to be a fan of James Wan, and the first Conjuring movie was great, and the idea of basing the new story on the infamous Enfield poltergeist case made me intrigued to see what they could do with it. The film does have the based on a true story intro to it, but if you already have seen the first Conjuring, then you will take such a statement lightly, as you should. The keyword for these films are based on a true story. The writers take the real life case, which may or may not actually have real ghost activities in them, and elevate stuff to deliver a big thrill of a ride for cinema goers worldwide. Since the paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren return as the main protagonists again, the screenwriters also had to find a way to have them become a bigger part of the case than what they originally were. And they also tried to do an explanation of why people at the time would think that this was a hoax all along. It works within the movie, but if you are a big ghost fanatic and are looking for an accurate representation of the real story, then this is not what you're looking for. In case you don't know, the story starts in London, England in 1977 with the Hodgins family starting to experience strange stuff happening in their house. The activities are mostly centered around the youngest girl of the family named Janet, and the paranormal occurrences start to get more and more violent towards her. The news of this case became known to the Warrens when a priest seeks them out to travel to the UK and give their expert opinion on what's really going on in the Hodgins house. So yeah, haunted house, family tormented, paranormal investigators come to help, a big climax at the end. When you hear what the movie is about, then you might think that this is just another haunted house movie, following the trends and tropes of all the other ones that have dominated the genre within the last 10 years. What sets this apart and are still able to make people interested is however that the director, James Wan, is returning once again to the director's chair. For me, the idea of him tackling a sequel also sounds intriguing, as I still believe that the second Insidious movie that he did is the best out of his entire filmography. I'm also genuinely happy that he's still working within a loved horror genre, as he by all means could do other types of projects if he wanted to these days. It just shows that he cares about the genre and likes to play within it. It is easy to see why as well, as he's not letting any second of film go to waste. In fact, he doesn't even let any part of the frame go to waste either, and he knows exactly what he's doing with each camera movement. He knows exactly where the audience will look and how he can use that to build tension. Wan has really become a master of the genre, and although it is fun that the horror genre, who are mostly looked down upon, is yet again delivering a great filmmaker to the world of cinema, I do hope that he never abandons it for good. What surprised me a bit in a negative way, however, was that the film never really got under my skin. Some of the evil in the film is a bit over the top and doesn't work for me personally. I know some say that the film is scarier than the first one, but I will have to disagree on that one. And that sucks, as that is basically the biggest thing in keeping the Conjuring 2 from being better than the first. Perhaps the most creepy scene for me is the end credits, where we get a mixture between real photos and stills from the movie. It is a way to mix the truth and fiction, playing with the brain to not be sure how real these events were. I was also not that sold on the family, and I think we needed a bit more time with them before the spooky stuff started to happen. That's not to say that we didn't get good performances out of the actors who portrayed the Hodgins. Young actress Madison Wolfe had the toughest part as Janet, and she was excellent. And even if she had a smaller role, I also quite liked Lauren Esposito as Janet's sister Margaret. I can see her having a long career ahead of her. Frances O'Connor also delivered a strong performance as Peggy, the single mother of the family, but I do wish that I made their character a bit more likable and that we had felt her pain more. While we didn't get all that much time or character development with the family, we did get plenty of it with the Warrens, and they are the ones you cheer and feel for in the film. Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson has a fantastic chemistry together, and they both deliver the goods. I'll say especially Farmiga, as she nails her part. You can see how much these cases are getting to her character, but yet she's willing to help people even if it is tormenting her to the core. I absolutely fell in love with her here, and I hope that's not the last time we see her portray Lorraine Warren. The Conjuring 2 is the biggest studio horror film we are getting in 2016 with its $40 million production budget. Instead of becoming a disappointment like most studio horror films have been the last years, The Conjuring 2 delivers. It might lack a bit in the scare department for me, but everything else is solid and top notch. I hope all horror fans go out to support this film and that it does well enough for us to get a third movie. And if we do, I do hope they tackle the Smurl case next. Conjuring 2 gets a 4 out of 5 from me. Have you seen The Conjuring 2 yet? Did it live up to your expectations, and how would you rank it compared to the first one? Do you want a third film, or do you think they should give it a rest by now? Let me know in the comment section below, and subscribe for more horror movie reviews coming in the future. Thank you for watching.